Hi, I'm Xysis, and welcome back to the German Empire, and we are playing the Great War Redux mod for Hearts of Iron 4. And the last episode, World War I, just kicked off. So we've got the French here, who are trying to pull off their, I think it was Plan 17, which was their offensive plan against Germany, where they wanted to reach the Saar River. And it runs through Saarbrücken here, from somewhere around here. It's a tributary to the Rhine in the long run. And we of course need to start setting up our own offensive operations. Now we have something to help us with this. We have the Sheriff and Motka plan here. And this will give us some planning bonuses and gain some claims on a little bit here and a little bit there. So let's enact the Sheriffen plan. This one was, I think it was in September of 1914. We've already got our troops here on the border, but we need to, of course, assign them to a plan. And we'll see how we can set this up properly. We've got 6 divisions up here. Do we want them to keep training? Well, ideally we don't, because they won't be able to build their planning bonus while they are training, I believe. Well, we'll set up the plans and we'll see. My question is if we should have them all on... We're gonna have to redo some of these, I think, once we actually get up there. So let's start by adding these 6 divisions here. And we can only go into, that's a shame, because they're not all in the war yet. Maybe we just do it the easy way. And let's see what we've got here. And just make them build some planning bonus. And then we've got these divisions here. It can be... We probably want to have... These divisions can be assigned to there. And we will have... These 3 divisions do not need to be there. They will just get... No, we want to have one gang coming in from there. We've got... Should have 24 divisions, so we've got 12 up here. Which we don't. Let's assign another division there. Now we should have 12 divisions here. And we want to have on the Luxembourg front, want to have another 6 divisions. And another 6 divisions on... actually we take that division there and we will grab one of these. Okay. And we will have a few of them here in Metz as well. Okay, we select these, we can just deselect those. Grab them, have them go down to Metz. And the plan is then to have the Sheriffen plan was basically 4 echelons of going into trying to encircle the forts here on the eastern front. It wasn't the Maginot Line at this point, it was called something else, but the name eludes me at the moment. The Maginot Line was built in Alsace-Lorraine in these provinces after World War I to prevent a German invasion through the same way. And they didn't extend the fort line that time either, though. But we'll get to that in a future series. Okay, so doctrine-wise, how are we doing here? We have enough for that last... We really want to get this multi-altitude flying. This is a huge boost to agility. That's straight up for all of our aircraft that are already in the air. We don't need to build any new aircraft to take advantage of that. That just boosts up their agility. That's really nice. And we're currently flying over West Germany. It doesn't look like we have any kind of opposition here. We might need to look into using some for interception instead. We need to unpause before we can do anything with the air. We might want to start using our Zeppelins though too. And these are still training, so... But they are at trained level, so that's fine. We could use them to maybe try and soften up the... any forts we could find here, and mostly forts, I think. Industry, infrastructure. We'll look into that in a little bit. We'll have a look at the air war. Nepal is on their side too. So we have a lot of enemies as it looks right now. South Africa is almost capitulated. Why? Because we're not fighting down here, are we? But we have gotten Transvaal for whatever reason. We'll see what happens there. We might want to... We said we wanted to use one of these divisions to go into Walvis Bay. And we probably want to... well, hold on a little bit there. And just try to, so that they don't sneak in the back way here. And this was a little bit of a surprise. This one looks like we should be winning without... No, we're on... No, this is their side. We've got two divisions, hardly any kind of attack at all. They're probably gonna run out of steam before this... it's probably just a new battle, yeah, 200 days. That one's 74. And we're gonna win that one in 2 days. They're not gonna get through this line, I don't think. We might not be able to hold on here though. 31 days. And they've actually got a sizable amount of attack on these divisions. I would think that we'd be able to beat them. These might be big divisions too. 34 combat width on 2 divisions. That leaves them at what, 17 each? Versus our 9. Yeah, we might need to pull out from here. I'm not too worried about that. I think we'd need 2 divisions in each. We might just be able to hold on to the port there in Lome. We'll pull back a little bit and we'll see what happens. And then we can always pull them all over to Cameroon instead. Looks like we have... we should have enough... Yeah, we need to produce more infantry equipment for them, of course. But we are ramping up that production, so that shouldn't be an issue. We are ramping up the artillery production as well. And might not need that much support equipment. But yes, we were building more support equipment to add on the logistics companies here too. Because that's going to require a lot of support equipment, which we don't have. And we do have the motorized, but we maybe should be preemptively bumping up the motorized production as well. Just adding one more factory to that. Yeah, we've got more than enough recon planes, so we can move that down. Zeppelins don't use any rubber, which of course is nice. And we're probably going to start losing them, so this small stockpile is just... it's good to have there for now. I'd like to really increase the howitzer production as well. The United States sends a note of protest. In strong words, the American ruler denounced our recent intolerable acts, which served to destabilize the region. The United States of America remains committed to peace and stability in the region, the letter says, and would be forced to consider further measures, including military action, should we persist on our current course. Are they threatening us? So we gain a opinion debuff with the United States. A very bitterly cold winter is coming for the German Empire. The Imperial staff warns that all domestic stockpiles, including strategic and daily necessities, may run out if the war is prolonged due to naval blockade. We will prepare. Failure to complete this mission would impose a fatal national idea on our war effort. And what they are talking about, of course, is... there was one ticking here. Yeah, here. Until the winter comes. 1161 days. So, about 4 years. 3 years, probably. 3.5. We don't have anything else that we need to look at, I don't think. The German Empire is at risk of a two-sided front. The Imperial staff had already begun to formulate a war plan to overcome this unfavorable situation. We predicted that the Russian Empire would take at least 2 months to mobilize, organize, train and transport reserve forces to the front line. Considering their pre-modern administrative system and poor rail transport network. Therefore, we envisioned a plan to place a minimal number of troops on the Russian front to contain them, while at the same time mobilizing all available resources to neutralize France as soon as possible, and then quickly return to the main force to the Eastern Front to face the Russian Empire. This would require attacking the lowlands and advancing straight into Paris, rather than breaking through the German-French border, where France has fortified its defenses through the TGWR system of fortifications. However, there is a fatal problem with this plan. Belgium is a neutral country. We will consider. So we can now run the Schlieffen plan decisions in the decision tab once we press this button. And there we go, that's the name of them. TGWR. I think they were located along this river line here. So a little bit set back from the front. Despite the Second International's agreement to oppose militarism, the SPD supports the war effort and adopted a policy known as Burgfriedenspolitik of refraining from calling strikes or criticizing the government. International opposition to the policy grew, and anti-war members were expelled, leading to the formation of the Independent Socialist Democratic Party of Germany, the end of Second International. So the SPD here splits into two different parties. I guess we'll just have to have a look. No, it might just be... No, here we go. We've got the Socialists here and the Democrats here. And the Proto-Fascists and the House of Hohenzollern, the authoritarians. And no, we don't want to be in here. We want to check out the... it looks like we've already got the... we didn't get anything new from that. I think this one might just be supposed to be unlocked by that event that we just had. Kind of tempted to do this one just to see what happens. We'll hang on to that one for a minute. Okay, we're still producing them. How are we doing up on the convoys here then? Okay, so the British have sent out... Oh, we've got a big naval battle going on here. So the... what's probably happened here is that looks like the French have been here raiding our convoys. Our convoy defense torpedo boats have gone out to protect our convoys, which seem to have gotten out unscathed together with one damaged destroyer. And thus the British have sallied forth their battle fleet to counter our destroyers. And thus the High Sea Fleet has also set sail. This does look like we have the advantage, at least in numbers for the moment. We have a lot more torpedoes than they do. We have 3 times the amount of heavy guns and double the amount of light guns. We have a terrible positioning though, and no big amount of depth charges. It looks like our torpedoes have done a little bit of damage. The heavy guns, yeah, they're doing a lot of damage. Yeah, I think we want to watch this battle and see how it plays out. So they are retreating. And we'll see. Oh, we managed to sink a little bit of their ships. But this is just a small skirmish, it looks like. Okay, so the Mexicans have secured peace again. And yeah, here we go. So we declared war on Luxembourg and Belgium. The Schlieffen Plan has proceeded. And Belgium joins the Entente. The German invasion of Belgium. Today's summary. Germany demands from Belgium facilities for invading France through Belgian territories. Belgium refuses, and German troops march into Belgium, near Liège. Martial law is proclaimed in Belgium, and Germany makes the worthless promise not to seize the Belgian and Dutch coastline to attack France in the north. Germany asks Great Britain to remain neutral while she attacks France via Belgium. Onwards. Well, I think Great Britain is already in this war. Let's just have a pause there, because I think we need to set this up. I would really like to watch the end of this battle too. I think these have all... yeah, they're all disengaged. And these are disengaging. They have brought a lot of light guns to bear now. Yeah, they've got good light cruisers, supposed to are more or less dummy light cruisers. And they do provide a little bit of screening efficiency though. But it's, of course, when you've got so many capital ships, it's hard to screen them properly. Well, they've got a very good screening ratio, so our capital ships aren't doing very much damage to them. This will end with a victory to our side, I'm fairly sure of. But I don't think we're going to sink very much more, maybe a screen ship or two, if we get lucky. But we need to look over our sides here. So we haven't gotten any kind of planning bonus in here, it looks like. We will stop the training. I think that's preventing the planning bonus. And now we should be able to, we split these up. We have the first wave, we want to go the furthest west. Let's try to do something like so. Alright, we put it, yeah, there we go. That looks more like the kind of direction we'd aim for. And then we have a second vector, which would go to probably down there somewhere. We obviously need to move that one. It would go east of Paris. And then we have the army here on the Luxembourgian border. Offensive line, of course. Stagger it down a little bit. And there we go. Yeah, something like through Reims probably. I probably want to have this this one up just through Brussels. Antwerp too, maybe. Oh, yes, let's just take Brussels there. And what happened in real life, of course, is that the Germans got stuck in Belgium, or delayed, and they had to rein in this westernmost line to pass to the west of Paris, and then they got bogged down. And World War I was as it ended up. And let's pop down here towards Vichy. And we will do the same thing there, not really towards Troyes, but somewhere close. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks nice. So let's see what we've got for Zeppelins here. Let's grab into northern France. Activate strategic bombing. There is nothing else these can do. And we will target forts, of course. Don't think we need to target ports. Infrastructure might be good. Supply hubs, railways, air bases, just to shut them down if they have any active ones. Do we have... Yes, we've got some more fighter aircraft up here. That's... no, we don't have any point there to add another one. Actually completely out of fighters, but we've got them all deployed. I think what we will do is we'll grab... Well, they are fighting here with... shooting down loads of these enemy airships. I think that's fair enough. Don't know if we're actually managing to do anything there, but we will try. I would like to have these fighters up a little bit. Let's move them up here. We'll put them to interception because we do need to save some fuel. I think we will do the same thing here. We'll put them over to interception. They should work just as much here because they are trying to bomb us there. And we will move this fighter wing, which we've got currently stationed in West Germany, to air superiority through northern France. Would like to have one wing going into... Yeah, we probably need to relocate this wing into Noise, and we'll have them go to the Benelux instead on air superiority missions. Daytime only. I think all of our aircraft should be on daytime only. Let's have a quick check there. Yeah. There's really no point in flying in the night at the moment. And that's probably why we're seeing 0% being intercepted, because the last mission was a nighttime mission and we're not even taking off during the night. It looks like we do have an... Okay, we managed to sink a British convoy there. Well, that's nice at least. It does look like we are sinking... We're actually unopposed here on our convoy raiding. Do we have anything further up? No? We've got one going there, yeah. This was a good battle for us. And this is the surface fleet. What's happening here then? And they have... they're probably heading to port? No, they're moving to the assigned fleet area. Okay. They were out of position. Yeah, they aren't holding out there. So let's just shift them over to there. We will retreat out of Lon. It's not worth keeping losing three divisions or 3 brigades over that. We might actually want to secure down here instead. And we need someone in Walvis Bay. Let's grab these and we will send them down there instead. See if we can make it. And that means we need to pull them to there instead. They should be retreating. Yes, good. Over here... Actually, I'm guessing it's the same thing, where 103 days, that we can hold on a little bit here and see what happens. But I think we're just not doing enough damage to them. So they will wear us down here slowly. We're probably better off retreating out of East Africa too. And we'll start with an orderly retreat to Dar es Salaam. And we'll see what happens over in our... They shouldn't be touching China, and if they do, it's through a naval invasion, and we won't be able to hold them off if they land. We will be destroyed, and if they try to take any of our islands here, we just don't have the resources to try and occupy them all. So we will leave them a little bit to their own fate. The main thing we want to do, of course, is up here. We have loads of Navy experience now, it looks like. So let's go down and fix the convoy interdiction tree as well. So we'll just keep going down all the way here. I think we have the... almost. This one's good for the battle cruisers and mostly the battle cruisers here. A little bit of extra organization doesn't hurt, and I think the org is for all mission types. And it looks like we have in both heavy ships and in total numbers, we actually have a advantage over the British here. And of course we've got our entire fleet engaged into this combat. This might just be where we got all that experience from. And we probably want to start moving here. So if we select these, we will move towards Liège. And we move towards Charleroi. And into Luxembourg, of course, and Verdun. And Reims. And these can't really help now, can they? We want to see if they move from a different province over and then in, they might be able to start an attack that way too. Otherwise we'll just have to wait until this one peters out before we can start our offensive there. The Austro-Hungarians aren't doing all that well here. It looks like they've taken a couple of provinces. And looks like they've managed to man the front lines here. Yeah, that's not a good spot to stand in, but someone's got to defend that mountain pass too. That's we might want to circle this army out to the west once Austro-Hungary gets their act together here on the eastern front. I will just hang around a little bit here on the mountain tiles there for now. Yeah, okay, we're getting so much army or navy experience here. This is ridiculous. And Luxembourg is also in the Entente. And we've managed to push through into Belgium. We had some ships exercising as well. I'm not sure we need them to do so anymore. And definitely not this one. Now what do we have here? These are, well, they are trained, so they don't get any bonuses, but they don't have any disadvantages either. I would say that is good enough to stop training, and I don't want to join in. That's because they are still in this battle, I guess. If we select all the 4 ships and then press. There we go. And yeah, these are our convoy defense. I don't have a good escort presence here. It's of course because there's so many hostile ships here. We did manage to sink another destroyer, that's nice. Or torpedo boat. Now they're very cheap, so it doesn't really make that big of a difference, but every one we managed to pull off, of course, is nice. I can maybe bring... yeah, here we go. And what's happened up here behind this one then? So immediately the French start a new battle here, and I'm guessing it's going to be about the same thing. The big fleets get involved here again. It does look like, we can see here, we managed to make a little bit of damage on their cruisers. Let's check the battleships. It looks like we did manage to make quite a big dent in some of them. You can see the Jupiter is down to 34%, and Nelson and Magnificent is down to 50%, Victorious as well. There's plenty of ships down there that are below 80% strength. That's nice to see. Meanwhile, our ships are all fairly high strength still. They're all in fighting condition, above 90%. And the same thing with our battle cruisers. We should be getting new ones out soon enough too. Let's actually put these into the... oh, yeah, that's gonna be... that's the theater. We want them into the actual high sea fleet. This one, the HOI4. I think this little bit of micromanagement is worth it, just so we don't have to look where they end up. They will end up here without any kind of training, which of course is not very good. But they will get that experience in combat instead. We don't have time to drill them up outside of combat. And I think if we look at this other ship here, we can see it's a minus 10% to damage and defense while they are fresh. So it's obviously not that good, but what you're gonna do? We need them in the battle fleets. And Luxembourg should soon fall. Maybe we want to actually push a little bit towards Verdun here too, since they seem to be bogged down here. We want to move over there, but we do want to have someone to actually keep the... no, you move over there. We want to have one division just guarding this gap so we don't get encircled. That would be a shame. Or we should be moving forth into Luxembourg any minute now too. They look so cool, these aircraft. Okay, let's move out this way. We should be hitting Liège soon. And I think we want to go towards Hassel with half of them and Namur and Brussels. I think we can... yeah, see, they were trying to move into this tile all along. We'll start an offensive down into this tile too. That's a fort. We would like to be able to grab this one. We might not be able to hold on to this tile. And they are heading that way. We might want to have 3 divisions heading down. No, they are trying to reinforce into Luxembourg. Luxembourg has capitulated. That's a lot of guns for a small nation. Wilhelm II has announced that the cowardly Luxembourgish nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of the German forces throughout the country. So this is the standard one, of course, that we get from HOI4 too when a country capitulates. I don't think it's going to be worth reading out all of those aloud. It's the exact same thing. And we've got a lot of enemies here. If we're ever going to end this war, it's going to be a lot of capitulations. But we should have this end of Belgium done soon. How are we doing on the air war here? Okay, it looks like the Allies have moved over a few fighters. They've got 200 active fighters here. You can only see 100 of them. Our air detection, of course, is really worthless. But we've got quite good mission efficiency, actually. Why do they have so low mission efficiency? And they're operating out of... well, they've got both airports in Champagne and Paris. And up here in Lille. They should have better efficiency than we do. And they might be freshly arrived too, of course. Over here in the Benelux we have no opposition whatsoever. And of course it's nice. And we should be able to rebase these down south here once we are done with Belgium. And maybe they can start fortifying their positions here. Would be nice if we could bring Billow's army down to France as well. We don't want to have more troops than necessary on the border here. Oh, and here comes the Russian Navy too. Of course, we got the Russian Navy to contend with as well. They did manage to destroy... no, this is Russian convoys. And what's happening up here, that's another few convoys. And this is just submarine warfare again. I managed to sink two of their submarines. And the British fleet was out again. Is the High Sea Fleet in repairing probably? Well, they just docked here. Doesn't look like they are on repair duty, any of them. We maybe should be setting up our repair queue. We have plenty of dockyards. Let's can we can go to, let's go 18. Let's go half of our dockyards are available for repairs if needed, because all of these small boats do need to get repaired. Getting things back into fighting condition, of course, is quicker than building new ones. So we have a little bit of a rubber shortage here. That's of course because we lost our rubber down. Although, no, we didn't. We didn't have any rubber there. But we can't import our 2 rubber coming from here. Probably have a little bit of rubber coming in from the islands over here. Yeah, I got 24 rubber going on here, and they are... Yeah, Australia is capturing that from us. So that's where our rubber deficit is coming from. And we are raiding convoys. That's nice. Let's see if we manage to actually reinforce this here. We should have gotten out from there. We've got our 3 divisions, or 3 brigades going down south. These look bad, but I think they actually are in decent shape. They are in low supply. The fights here in Africa should drain the allies out from quite a lot of supplies. All these things in the convoy raiding, of course, make it really a little bit hard to follow. I find that the best way to do that is through the lost ships in the Navy overview. We can go in and you can see here that we've sunk 54 convoys. We've sunk 2 destroyers and 5 submarines. We've lost 9 convoys of our own. That was before we put out the convoy escorts, of course. And you can see a little bit the noteworthy battles. This is the big battle that we were watching before. And you can get them down to different factions or even different countries if you want to see specifics. We'll need to come back down here. Looks like we did not manage to break through in Liège. We do want to push on down there. This is of course through a river into a fort. That makes it a little bit tougher. I probably want to move at least 1 division down that way. And I think if we move towards Verdun with another one, we can prevent him from, or prevent these 4 divisions from reinforcing this really weak division there, and we should be able to grab that tile. And they are attacking across there. It'll be interesting to see just how the trench warfare mechanics work here. And let's see, we want to have this line. It's getting a little bit too long. And they probably just want to be at that at the most. Should probably be condensing both of these into a single one. And we don't need to be there, of course. We want to be something like that. We're going to put up a field marshal order here as soon as the fronts kind of stabilize. This is not good. They want to try and encircle us there, so we want to make sure that they can't. You can go up this direction. We'll have 1 division try to outflank the north there. We can do war propaganda against Belgium. No, we don't want to do that anyway. That's still naval doctrine. We can do another land doctrine though. And this is max entrenchment and entrenchment speed. That's going to be helpful in fortifying our positions. I probably want to help out with this attack there. This is mostly to prevent the encirclement of, or recapture of Liège and the encirclement of these 2 divisions. And that should be a win for us too. Let's use this division too. Does look like we managed to hold on to this province, which is nice. It would be nice to be able to take Lille as well. And are we still operating under air superiority? Except that it's the middle of the night, then yes, we should be operating under air superiority. I don't think we are... No, this was a diversionary attack anyway, so that doesn't matter, this one. We can cancel that one out. And I think we will move this division down that way instead. Now, supplies are not looking good at all down here. And for the artillery army here, I think we will motorize it. It might help just enough. But we need Brussels as the big supply hub for this area. Okay, so that's a good step in the right direction, taking Namur. And he should probably be forcing that attack into Brussels. Yeah, just keep going there. You can pop into Hasselt and come from that direction instead. Taking Brussels will of course help with the supply situation, with the supply hub there. Yeah, we're really not getting through here. And this is a fort tile there too, I think. Wonder if they've buffed the forts here. No, that's 25%. That should be the same for most of them here. There's actually nothing on this one. Why doesn't that one have a fort bonus? Oh well. Okay, so let's see here. We have gained a trait there on one general as well we want to look at. Let's move that line back up. I think this one is, yeah, so they're not overlapping there. Just looks that way. And this would be on Walter von Lutzwitz. And he is on the eastern front. He is a defending general there. He's managed to scrounge up enough for infantry expert. Or ambusher. Now, he is on the defensive, and I think we might want to keep him that way. And that actually lends a little bit of a hand towards ambusher. The max entrenchment, of course, is static 5. So that's the same as the trench warfare tech, or the same as the base. So that's, I think, 10% defense bonus for all his troops when they are fully entrenched, and they entrench faster. So this ends up being about 10% defense or 10% offense. And I think we'll try to keep our offensive troops under this general and our defensive troops under this general. So I think ambusher is fine here. I think that's okay. There's not a lot of infantry or attack coming from infantry. All of our attack is coming from things like artillery. So we'd prefer artillery commanders for our offensive troops anyway. And we will be converting these like these, so have really good, we could convert those over once we start getting enough equipment for it. We have the howitzers for us actually, and these are veterans, so we will do that right now. And we will eventually switch all of Bothemer's army over, I think. So he's already got the offensive trait there, and hopefully we can gain the artillery specialist here too. Oh, they need 30% artillery ratio. What do our artillery divisions have? They are 20%. So we'd need a lot more artillery into these. Howitzers will add another 5 if we were to add more artillery that way. Ah, that's so close. Will it help with having support companies? No, they don't help at all. We'd need to remove a few infantry divisions for that, I think. If we were to go down, that'll give us 35. Remove that one. That'll give us 30.7. that might be an option. We'll see. It might not be possible to earn the artillery trait on him. The opening of Panama Canal. After years of construction, the Panama Canal opened today, establishing a more direct connection from the Atlantic to the Pacific, which will no doubt be a boon to trade in the region, as well as to make an important strategic location. So here. The American engineers have stunned the world with this amazing feat, with the exception, of course, of the British and Germans, who both insist that their canals are better. It's an amazing construction, and this is such a big, huge undertaking. But that's going to be all for this time. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, and see you next time.